Welcome back to Sun, Moon, and Rising Tarot. We're going to get right into this reading. I feel like a lot of you are wondering why they've been so distant, why your person has been kind of weird. Maybe they're hiding something, and maybe you just feel like they're hiding something and you want to know what it is. Let's get right into it. Let's grab the first card and let's ask Spirit, like the story you were told. Oh, okay. Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords. This is interesting because I feel like for a lot of you, what you are led to believe isn't the truth. So this can represent like missing information, avoidance. I feel like they've been avoiding you. Kind of like when you start talking to them, they won't look you in the eye. Half-truths. I feel like someone has been telling you half-truths. They don't want to tell you the whole truth. Or maybe someone's just choosing what you're allowed to see. So they only show you what they want you to see. So you're right into asking, like, what is it that they're hiding? What is it that they're doing that they're not supposed to be doing? Or maybe they're not being forthcoming, and you want to know why. Like, why the hell are they being so shady, right? Why the hell are they being so shady? So I feel like the story you were told is not the one that, it's not the truth. It's not the full truth. Let's put it that way. It's not the full truth. So let's ask Spirit what's hidden. All right. What is hidden? Oh, okay. Well, the moon is Pisces energy, and this is hidden messages. This is the perfect card for this question. Like, what are they hiding? Like, what's hidden? There's a lot of confusion, right? There's a lot of uncertainty on their end, but this is where Spirit's asking you to rely on your intuition. All right. Think there are things happening beneath the surface that you don't see outright, and something wasn't necessarily false. Okay, let's give them that. They didn't tell you something that was necessarily false, but you didn't have the complete picture, so that's why you've been feeling kind of weird. You've been feeling like, what the hell? They're not like they were the last month or when we first met or whatever the case may be. I feel like you're missing something. Okay, so let's ask. Well, what are you missing, or what did you miss? All right, let's see. What did you miss? Oh, okay. Two of Pentacles. This is interesting. So I feel like your person is juggling something. Okay. There's two situations. Now let's not get ahead of ourselves because we're going to get a few more cards out. But there's two situations, there's two stories, but there's also two different priorities. Okay. So this could also suggest that your person or your situation, maybe you were trying to understand. Maybe you're just trying to understand where they're coming from, and it's more complicated than it actually looked. There's lots of times we meet somebody and we think, oh yeah, I got this girl figured out, but then there's a lot going on underneath the surface that you're not aware of. So if this relationship is kind of new, there's definitely some things that they're not willing to share with you. If this relationship is a situationship and it's been on and off, or it's just been a thing, they're still not completely being honest with you. They're not completely forthcoming with certain things you probably want to know, or questions maybe that you've asked that you feel like you haven't gotten a straight answer, right? Let's ask Spirit, what's the person's energy? Like, what's behind it? Like, why are they being like this? Okay. Let's see. Well, that'll tell you. That's why. King of Swords, air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Okay, here's the thing about the King of Swords. I love this king because he's very smart, loves to talk. He's playing chess while everybody else is playing checkers, but here's the little bit of a, red flag for you. This is someone who's calculating. Okay, they're controlled, they're intelligent, but it's someone who thinks that maybe before they speak, and they just make sure before they speak, they make sure that they use the right words, okay? And they're very good at presenting, like, rational explanations for things. Because they can make things sound like something that they're not. Does that make sense? Like, they're really good at pointing the direction somewhere else when they don't want the focus on either on them or what they're doing, if that makes any sense. All right, let's keep going. I think a lot of you, though, you know the moment things changed, right? So let's ask, you know, the moment their story changed. You know what I mean? Like the minute they started changing the way they spoke to you, and what you thought you knew was not what you knew at all. Oh, okay. The Tower. So here's the thing. For those of you who haven't found out yet, you're about to, right? Because the Tower is one of those shock and awe cards, you know what I mean? Where whatever house you built, it was on shifting sand, it wasn't on solid ground, so it's going to come tumbling down. So this is your big reveal, right? So you will find out what it is. Something happened that disrupted like the version of themselves that they told you about, right? And that you accepted, all right? The Tower says the old explanation probably couldn't survive once the truth started showing itself. So I feel like the truth started, I think you see it like in little tidbits, and I want you guys to actually sit back. If this resonates, leave a comment down below. I really feel like most of you know exactly what I'm saying. Like, you started seeing their true colors. I hate saying that, but it's true. I hate those cliches, but some of you have already seen it. You're just choosing not to keep going. What are you really seeing though, right? What are you really seeing? Okay. So, you know, you're putting the pieces together, you know, because justice is going to happen for you, right? So this isn't necessarily, so how you're putting the pieces together, you're not going to go out there and get revenge. That's not what this is. It's about recognizing what actually happened and seeing someone's actions without like the excuses that they previously attached every time they did something that pissed you off or did something that offended you. All right, so justice definitely coming for you, that's for sure, which means you're going to be experiencing a lot of aha moments of, I knew it, I knew they were hiding this, I knew there was somebody else, or I knew they weren't telling me the truth about their ex. Stuff like that's going to start coming up for you, okay? So let's ask, like, what do you need to understand about them? Like, why are they like this? Because I feel like some of you can't let it go. Because you keep asking, like, why are they like this? Because you'd never do it to somebody, right? So let's ask. Oh, okay. So here, this is why. The Five of Cups. There's a lot of regret here. For them, I think it's guilt. For you, I think it's loss. Okay. So someone who knows they made a mistake but hasn't necessarily admitted it. So I feel like some of you already know that this person's shady. You're just waiting for them to apologize, or at least to confirm that they did what they did. This gives them like this gives them a little bit of emotional complexity, which means they don't like to share. Instead of making them the villain, I feel like you're going to get more out of them if you just tell them that you understand, even though you may not. You know, I don't like liars. For those of you who've been to my channel, you know I hate that. But sometimes you gotta placate somebody to get stuff out of them so that you can just move on in peace, right? So what happens, let's ask, so what happens when you accept, like, are you going to accept the truth? You know, like, will you accept the truth? I don't know. Oh, Eight of Cups. I mean, you might. But you walk away emotional, right? I feel like some of you are going to be like, oh, hell no, I don't have time for this. But I feel like that person's not going to be like, oh my God, please don't go, please don't go. They're going to let you go. So you may be walking away from the version, you know, of their story of who they are, wanting so desperately for everything they were telling you to be true, but they weren't. But I feel like you're gonna go. That's for sure. Let's grab a final card. I don't know. I feel like some of you are just like, I don't know, I'm done. Oh, great. So this is good for you. So this is the Sun. This is clarity. You're going to know everything you need to know, right? Little truths, little bits like justice, you know, it's going to come out, all of it. You're not going to be confused anymore. Everything's going to be obvious. And, you know, the Sun always suggests that you don't need someone else to confess or explain themselves anymore. You just know. You know the truth. All right? You know the truth. I feel like some of you just needed to hear this message to let you know that it's going to be okay, because the Sun illuminates everything. All right, you got some pretty solid cards here. And just remember, like, you control your own destiny, and you share your time with anybody who you want to share your time with. If they're not doing it for you, then they're not doing it for you. But let it go. Don't be so into like, I gotta know why. And I think that's how this reading started. Was like, oh, you know, I just want to know the truth. You gotta understand that some of you may never get it. Okay, you may never get it. But the justice card is here in this video. All right. If you liked this video, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. And don't forget to watch the next video. Peace till next time.